The Retired Mindset 5-Minute Friday. Short episodes in 5 minutes or less. FMF is a 5-minute burst of inspiration, at least I hope so for you, to launch your weekend every Friday, every week in 5 minutes or less. Now, I've started my winter gig in the ski resort area of Mammoth Mountain, California in the Eastern Sierra. So look where I am today here. I'm at Twin Lakes on the backside of Mammoth Mountain. Fresh snow on the ground, the lake's already freezing, waterfalls behind me, and it's an absolute bluebird day. And what I want to talk about today is one of my biggest surprises about retirement, at least for me, is that it's not as easy as it seems. You spend years dreaming about it, planning for it, counting down to it. You picture freedom, travel, long mornings, and no deadlines. But then it arrives, and suddenly you realize this is a huge shift, one that touches every part of your life, your identity, your routine, your purpose. For decades, my life was structured around work. It gave me direction, accountability, and a sense of who I was. And I didn't fully realize how much of my self-worth was tied up to my professional identity until that was gone. One day, people stop asking you about, hey, what's your next big project or deal? And instead they ask, so how's retirement? And you kind of smile and nod, at least that's what I did. Hey, it's great. But inside, I was still figuring out what that actually meant. The truth is, when I left the working world, I didn't just give up a paycheck. I gave up structure, give up community. I gave up that daily rhythm. That's part of your DNA for decades. And suddenly your calendar is wide open. And that feels both liberating, but also disorienting. In those early months, I found myself drifting a bit. The days blurred together. I missed the challenge, the collaboration, even sometimes the chaos. And I had to learn something important. You can't just subtract work. You have to replace it with something you're passionate about and something that's meaningful. So in all honesty, that process took me a good 6 months to get used to. I was not fully ready to step away. I started a consulting business and was focusing on my property management podcast, Property Management Brainstorm. But it was good to take that 6 months or so to give it a lot of thought, figure out that my passion truly lied elsewhere. So I started paying attention to what gave me energy, what made me feel curious, alive, and connected. And for me, that turned out to be 3 different things. Number 1, giving back and dedicating myself to donating my time as an advocate and ambassador. Living in the Eastern Sierra, here I am today, part-time, and getting as much time on skis as I possibly can without being a total ski bum. I work for the mountain safety team here in Mammoth Mountain, so I'm not really a ski bum. But my creative outlet also was needed, that creativity, sharing ideas, which led to the Retired Mindset. This podcast became more than a hobby. It became my new passion and a way of contributing, connecting, and honestly, reinventing myself. But what I found is not just about finding a project. It was about redefining what success looks like. In our careers, success is very measurable. Goals hit, deals closed, teams are led. In retirement, it's quieter. It's measured in moments, peace of mind, connection with people you love, and the satisfaction of giving back or learning something new. And I've realized a lot of things along the way, and that's that the real growth edge of retirement, learning to slow down without losing purpose, to enjoy the moment without needing constant validation, and to stay curious about what's next and when there's no formal roadmap. So yeah, the transition's been hard for me, I'm not gonna lie. But it's also one of the most rewarding journeys I've ever taken. And it's not an ending. It's an evolution. And if you give yourself grace, stay curious, and keep exploring, you might find that the best version of yourself hasn't retired at all. It's just getting started. So hey, thank you for joining me on this Friday, on your Friday. Have a great weekend. And here's a quick shameless plug to please pay it forward with a subscribe, review, or like. Those kind of things mean a lot to us podcasters. Happy Friday, and I'll catch y'all next week. The Retired Mindset 5-Minute Friday. Short episodes in 5 minutes or less.